would you guys like to interview Napsta? He does Christian comedy. And I was like, I said, heck, I promise. What the heck is Christian comedy? So please welcome Napsta to the Fresh Drive. How you doing, my brother?
Hey, I'm all good. What's up, Fresh?
I'm good. What is Christian comedy? Because you specifically categorize it as Christian comedy.
Christian comedy, first of all, Fresh. Christian comedy is clean comedy.
Yes.
Strictly no profanity, no vulgarity. Second of all, Christian comedy is a genre of comedy that promotes good values that are based on Bible principles.
Aha.
And third of all, Christian comedy is edutainment.
Sure.
So it's not just entertainment, it's actually something that you can actually go to a show and come out like generally inspired and motivated.
Or converted.
Or converted.
I mean, has anyone ever come back to you after a show and said, flip, you know?
One guy actually came to me and said, oh my gosh, did you realize that you actually just preached to me, but in a funny way?
Sure.
So yeah, definitely you do get some people who get something even more out of it.
Were you doing comedy at all before you got into Christian comedy, or you just the Bible just fell on your lap with punchlines?
Oh God, who's the comedian now? No, I came from an acting background.
Sure.
I studied drama at the National School of the Arts.
Yes.
But I had no idea that I would be going into comedy. It was just a sudden passion that I just got, and I just started researching and obviously practicing, doing the rounds at comedy clubs, and it just started evolving and becoming something meaningful, you know?
So, do you feel there's a need for what you do? Is there space for other people to do the kind of comedy you're doing, or would you rather do it alone so that you make all the money?
Do you want the truth? No, I'm kidding. No, of course. I definitely think there's room for a whole lot of young people.
And I mean, you know, the few times I've been to church has been to churches where the pastor's actually funny anyway, so they're doing it without even realizing it.
Absolutely.
It's just that you charge for it, and it's not a tithe. You are clever.
I'm totally busted, aren't I?
Yes, indeed.
No, man. It's more than that.
Yeah.
Fresh. As much as we are spreading the good news, I think it's still important to respect the art of comedy.
Yes,
and to understand that that not just anyone can get on stage and make people laugh. So there's also the artistic side, that comedy is still an art, although the motive is very different.
We're hanging out with Christian comedian Napsta. We'll continue talking about why he's here, and he has a show. What's your show called?
All Heaven Just Broke Loose.
All right, we'll get more details after this. We are hanging out with the Napsta, the king of Christian comedy. He has a show, All Heaven Just Broke Loose. Give us more details about the show. Where is it happening? When is it happening?
Okay, Friday the 12th of April, I'll be hanging out at the Wits Main Theatre out in Braamfontein for my one-man show called All Heaven Just Broke Loose, just like Fresh has said. The MC for the night will be the beautiful, eloquent Carly Fields from One Gospel. And entertainment for the night will be DJs Twins on decks.
Sure.
Tickets are only selling at 100 Rand at CompuTicket and ShopRite. Students get to pay $80 when they produce their student cards and IDs, and latecomers pay $120 at the door. Show starts at 8.
Yeah. Now, you once performed to 27,000 delegates at an international pastors and partners gathering. How do you even start preparing for a gig that big?
Well, first you cry and oh man, I won't lie, it took me about 3 months to prepare for that.
Sure.
Because that was my first gig.
Yeah.
I obviously didn't know what to expect. I had cold feet, and I think the biggest challenge was because there were so many people from all around the world.
Yeah.
So I had to do a lot of research. I had to do a lot of rehearsing in front of the mirror. I literally performed my script over 10 times in front of like a panel of people.
Okay.
You know, but it still didn't take those nerves away like 5 minutes before you go on stage.
Now, how do you draw the line between a gag and what other Christians might call blasphemy?
Well, I think it helps the fact that I am a Christian.
Sure.
So I think just personally, as for my walk of faith, I have set myself boundaries.
Sure.
And there are certain things that I won't say. So it's not too far removed when I now take on the stage.
Sure.
Yeah, but it is a discipline that one needs to keep like meditating and reinstilling.
Okay, so obviously, so it's faith first, and then you need then to work, how do I put this, elements of comedy around that.
Absolutely.
So how do you start incorporating Bible characters into a gag? Like, give us an example. Give us an example of, how does it work in your mind?
How does it work in my mind?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, so I read the Bible.
Sure.
I go to church. We all know those stories in the Bible,
Sure.
like when Jesus turned water into wine.
Yes.
And then you start looking at like everyday scenarios, because the reason we laugh, Fresh, is because we can relate.
Sure.
So you take that story out and you try and put it in an everyday scenario.
Yes.
You ask yourself, if Jesus was born in Soweto, he would have turned water into Zamalek, or do you know what I'm saying?
Aha.
And you try and put it in context.
Yes.
So it's localized so people can relate. So it's almost making Bible subject matter easy to digest.
Has anyone ever complained though and said, listen, this is unchristian what you're doing?
Well, but not yet,
Yeah.
not yet. And I think it's because I have been really, really careful.
Yeah.
But that still being said, we obviously want to push the boundaries as far as the artistic side is concerned.
Yes.
But we don't want to
But without offending
anyone.
either.
Absolutely. So we're just hoping that...
Some people would say, where's the fun in that? What do you say to people who say that?
Well, people have asked me, that is my material compromised because I'm clean
Sure.
and I'm talking about church things.
Yes.
Well, I said to them, look, when you're funny, you're funny.
Sure.
Doesn't mean you have to swear to be funny.
Yeah.
And I think when you talk about everyday things that we experience as people, then anyone can relate.
But surely you have, comedians who you love that are not clean.
Well, I mean, it's because Christian comedy is a new thing. I definitely have been inspired by non-Christian comedians.
Sure.
It doesn't mean I like the vulgarity, but you still appreciate the art and the skill, man.
Yes. So would you share a stage? Would you be part of a big show that is, non-Christian and anything goes?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. As long as my identity is
or
not
you'd pray for
compromised.
them before you start?
Before and after. Oh God, no! I would share a stage with them as long as my identity is not compromised.
Sure.
And I don't have to compromise my material in any way. Then I would.
Where can people find you if I'd like to book you or want to read up more about you?
All right, you can check me out on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @the_Napsta_comedy, and it's Napsta with an A.
Okay, so Nap STA.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nap STA, correct.
Okay.
The Napsta Comedy. That's my Twitter handle. And I got a page on Facebook. It's just called The Napsta King of Christian Comedy. And for bookings, you can email thenapstacomedy@gmail.com.
Great stuff, man. Listen, Godspeed.
Thank you, sir.
I guess I'm allowed to say that, right?
On point.
I'm learning as I go
You know
along
the
here.
terminology.
No,
yeah?
I'm kidding, man. But anyway, listen, we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, sir.
And like you're saying, I mean, comedy is an art, and the fact that you can incorporate, your faith into it, without offending those that are faithful with you, takes a lot of discipline and great artistry. So big up to you.
Thank you, sir.
And we wish you all the best. So you're on stage at Wits this Friday.
Correct.
At 8 p.m. at the
Correct.
Wits Main Theatre in Braamfontein.
That's
CompuTicket tickets are 100 Rand. If you're a student, you pay 80 Rand. At the door, it's 120. If you're born again, no, nothing.
No discount
this
for
guy.
born again.
How this guy. So you're shutting everyone out. The Napster, all the best, my friend.
Thank you so much, man. I got tickets here, so I don't know how you're gonna run it. Tickets and DVDs, maybe.
We'll make a
you'll
plan.
make a plan.
And yeah, we'll get those out there.
Thank you so much for having me, man.
Thanks, the Napster. It's 15:43. The Napster is about to fly out of here on his angel wings.